Wait, hold up. I want to know something. Are you chilling on a park bench right now? Are you sitting in the back of the bus, vibing out, possibly hanging from the tree, enjoying the view? Well, you're probably in the right place. This is not enough questions. If you end up liking what you hear, tell a friend or leave a review.
Welcome.
Just goofy.
Always goofy. And I also find it really funny with the conversation we just had. But continuing with this intro, it's the voice. I am Julian. Today, my name is Think Tank, and as always, I have the unperceived Tyler with me.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just over here trying to be unperceived yet again. I'm really feeling quite like I don't want to be perceived today because it's Monday. Mondays are for the unperceived people.
For the unperceived, I'm thinking about putting that on a shirt.
I'm telling you, Mondays are for the unperceived.
We need to start writing these down.
That's what the banners are for. You don't know it, but I'm making a banner right now.
Oh.
Just kidding. My banner, I don't my banner making rate is not as great today, but it's okay, y'all. It's okay.
So for the people who don't know, Tyler has got bit by an inspirational bug, and she's been doing a lot for the podcast. I mean a lot. We have a slightly new look.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
And she's, as always, pulling up banners that's catching me off guard all the time. This one that just was popped up was an old one from Paul. Was more underwear, more problems. If you see that episode, you'll understand why that is a banner.
Exactly. It's all connected if you're really listening.
It's all connected. But it's been a while since we actually did this. Unprovoked.
Weird. This is time. The timing is just weird. Time is a little odd. But
it's been a while since we did this, but we're getting back into the flow of things. Just like normal. Like, what was your last 7-ish days like, Tyler? Or let's just say last ish days. Like whatever you want to bring up.
I would like to redact the last 7 days from the record.
Oh,
no. There've been some tough ones. I've been having some very interesting conversations with loved ones. I've been really busy at work. Like last week, they're doing the push to return to work, but we're still being flexibly remote. So last week was the first time in a while I've been in the office 2 days in a row for separate things. So we had a training on an app that we're trying to use for this big rollout. And then I think we just had another meeting where people wanted to be in the office. No. I had to run a meeting for the project I was working on. And then afterward, I had to come back, do a whole nother meeting. So I was just after that day, it was the whole rest of the week was done. And then over the weekend, it was just I don't know. It was just conversation after conversation with people and loved ones. And I was just this is a lot. So I am really unprepared for this week. This is one of those, this is when your last 7 days have kind of messed you up for your next 7 days. That's the kind of 7 days that I'm had and I'm about to have.
Well, I just say bring a bat to people's kneecaps. They will get a message.
Maybe.
Just show you're a little bit crazy. Well, not even crazy, but just know you mean business. So Stop messing with me. Stop messing with me, and there will be no issues. Get your stuff together before I do.
And the thing is, none of them were issues with me per se. It's just stuff that I kind of got caught in. So it was just it is what it is. It was kind of unavoidable and enlightening. So it was good, but for it to be that close back to back was challenging.
Got you. I'm telling you, that's my advice for most people. just bring a bat somewhere and it's like, hey, either you deal with this or I'll handle this. And I ain't in love. So
leave that bat at the house. Why we got the bat out? What's going on?
Like a nice aluminum or wooden bat. Nah, get a wooden bat. So you know it's like when you hear the crack, you know something's up.
Well, how was your last 7 days, Mr. Knee Cracker? That's what we're on today. That's what we doing.
Yeah. I promise you, if someone ever came to me with a bat to my knee, I'm down for the count forever. Like I've already mentioned before that I have one bad knee. You hit that in almost with just enough pressure. It's like, yeah, that's it. Joel is no more. He's out. That's the fastest way to get me out the game. Just take. So, at least I'm telling people is like, hey, here's my weakness and here's what you should do with everyone else. But my last 7-ish days, it's been interesting because still on the island, but different location. And this trip, this go round, I'm still doing some self exploration of the
You're
island.
talking about self exploration. Okay. It's like, this, you gotta be specific on what kind of self exploration you're doing. We be exploring the minds.
Yeah, no, you absolutely right. No, this is a fully physical exploration of an island. And let's see. Friday, went out with a coworker. Good time. And I went to a club as well. Oh, I was supposed to go to a club. What ended up happening was I show up at like 9:00. I'm like, all right, cool. This is too early. Let me travel a little bit. And then I went to the zip line that's about like an hour away. And I'm like, all right, cool. Second biggest zip line in the world. Let me just see how to get there and everything. And then come back and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be ready for the club and everything. It'd be like 11. I come back and I'm like falling asleep at the wheel. I'm like, oh no. I was fighting the Sandman, like wholeheartedly fighting him, going rounds.
Not fighting the Sandman.
I was fighting the Sandman, but I beat him. Round 1, 2, 3, and 4, I won. Right. Got back to my hotel. Round 5. Oh, I was out. He beat the bricks off of me. Ding, ding. It was over. Knocked out. And so that, safe to say, that club experience did not happen. But that was just Friday. Saturday, that I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to the zip line. Looked up some prices. I realized I had just walk up into this place like I usually do with most places because it was just out my budget. And I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. Last time I was here, I'm like, oh, there's a helicopter ride and whatever. All right, cool. Let me go on this helicopter. Couldn't do that either because the minimum amount of people you could do for the cheapest ride was 2 people. And the max is 3. And I don't know if you guys realize this but I am one person. I am not 2 people.
Why did you gear it up like someone's gonna be like, like maybe is he not 3 people?
Nah. Even though I disappear and reappear as if I was 2 people, I am only one person. I cannot accompany 2 spaces at once.
I was about to say with all the name changes, you would think that you're a different person. Like Mr. Nobody, Stink Tank, and Big Brother all sitting next to each other.
If only. So, and the person who was telling me this, I had somewhere in my mind, I was like, can you go on this ride with me? Mind you, they work for the helicopter. I was like, can you be my plus one? But I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna be rejected like that. So, but
you could have did though.
I could have, but I'm like, you know what? I already see where this is gonna go. Like, let me just save some time. Let me save a couple minutes of my time. So they was like, yeah, you can just ask people around. You'll be surprised. Some people actually do say yes. We've had this situation. I'm like, all right, cool. Bet I'll be back. possibly. So, mind you, why the person's telling me this? I'm looking around and it's like, all right, cool, target acquired. Let me ask this woman who's just sitting down, not minding her business, and I'm like, all right, let me ask. And I came up with, just like this, like, I know this is gonna sound strange, but you want to take a helicopter with me? She said no. I'm like, all right, cool, respectable.
Yeah.
But I then start looking for, more people to, possibly get on this helicopter ride with me. I'm in the parade. I catch the tail end of the parade somehow. I'm like, well, I don't know where this came from, but all right, cool. Watching the parade and whatnot, and circle back to the helicopter thing. I'm like, all right, cool, because I have a feeling people not gonna want to walk too far to get to this helicopter. Like you're following a strange person into a helicopter.
Yeah.
But so I see. This is what the story I was going to tell you. The thing that
Oh no, the way you're laughing before you tell it, I'm about to feel like I already know it's about to be something. I'm seated. I'm waiting.
All right, cool. So, I'm see more women walking on a bridge and everything, and I'm like, all right, cool. I see someone with like a GoPro, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can tell you're up for an adventure. You might be the one to hop onto the helicopter with me with a complete stranger, right? And I'm, this is from a distance, and I'm blind and whatnot. So I'm like, all right, cool. You look like my age and everything. I get a little bit closer, and it is a older woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, you know what? And mind you, these are two older women. They came as a group. They were sisters, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? Bump it. I'm trying to get on this helicopter. I don't care who I go with.
Right.
And I asked them, it's like, no, the helicopter ride, the 75 is too much. But I'm like, all right, cool. I understand and everything. But what ended up happening next is actually very surprising to me as well. We ended up not getting on that helicopter, but we ended up spending like the next 2.5 hours together. We even took a Ferris wheel and everything, just enjoying just walking around like it was real close and everything. And since the Ferris wheel was much less than what I was paying for the helicopter, like, hey, I will pay for everyone here because of the fact that I'm like, I was prepared to spend 75. This is the merry-go-round is only 36. Like, I'm saving money. But they insisted that someone pays. So I'm like, all right, cool. You're insisting, and I've already learned. I'm like, if you insist, I'm just not even gonna argue. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it, whatever.
Right.
But that was that was like the biggest event on Saturday.
I mean, that's a pretty cool, just meeting some strangers, and then for some reason y'all just have a great time.
Yeah, they even claim me as their nephew, and I claim them as my aunt.
Oh
now,
my
so
gosh, that's exactly what you had texted me, because it was like and I don't know why. I was sitting here like, what? Because so much stuff happened in between my weekends where I was like reading that text message and like texting you back, but I was also like, there's so much stuff happening right now. What the heck? And now that just made it click. Like, oh yeah. And then you're like, your family got bigger. So
yes, yeah.
Told me that, and I was like, someone's pregnant? Like what?
That, or like, so you had sex with someone and now you have a kid.
Yeah, I was like, it's definitely not that. I don't know about that. I don't know. I know you got a lot of siblings. I was like, maybe it's one of them. I did not think
that's actually, but yeah, that's just been my weekend.
Man, that's something else. Woo, that's a lot. But a great place to meet strangers, public transportation. My transitions are getting really bad, y'all. But that
to finish Tyler's thought,
the question
is into the question. We should not be having this much fun with this transition. Tyler, you want to explain what the question is?
The question is, what is the best or worst way to travel? And you know, my segue was amazing. I think we can all agree on that.
Round of applause.
Like, honestly, my best and worst stranger interactions are typically on some type of transportation. So it's always really like that. You never know. Like, sometimes you get a little seat buddy. One time, now this is about, we're already starting with a tangent. I'm getting wild with this one.
Let's go.
And I think I was on an American airline flight, and I was watching something. I think I was watching like MTV or something. I was watching this movie, and there was like an older white guy like sitting next to me, and I was like, yeah, he's getting into this movie. It's cool. But then like a commercial comes up, and it's one of those like gag commercial, like weird things. Someone is like, throwing up and doing something else. He was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "No, this is not what I'm into. I don't know." This commercial came on. We were having a good time. We were watching the movie. I just clicked away. I was like, "Ugh, why would these commercials embarrass me in front of my new seat friend?" Sick.
Oh no.
So
that's actually really funny.
Yeah. That was my experience. Better experiences. But that one was like real tough. Plus, like, I feel with planes, I try not to get into conversation. I'm like terrible. I try not to get into conversation with people who sit next to me on the plane because I know myself. I'm gonna fall asleep. And if the other person's like real talkative and like doesn't have a good stopping point, I'm gonna want to keep talking with them because I'm also kind of talkative, but like I can't. It's like it always feels awkward to have to tell them like, "Oh, I don't want to talk anymore." Not because like you're not cool, but I'm trying to sleep.
Okay. So you would say the plane is the best or the worst, or is just both?
The plane is just the place where I have the most stories because that's what I use the most. I would say it's medium. It's like a medium thing. I feel like the worst transportation, people are gonna be like, "What? Car? I don't want to be in my car." Like, I do not actually like cars. Actually, I don't like driving. I don't like being a passenger in them for real. I would rather have a walkable city or something. And if it's not walkable, take me on a train, take me on a plane, take me on a bus. Do not have me in a car. I'm so over it.
Got you. That's actually very interesting because I drive everywhere. I do a lot of driving, and I have no problem with cars. No, because usually when I'm with my sister, it's like, all right, she doesn't like driving. I get the keys. I go back home. I'm driving everywhere, so I have no problem with driving. But I will say my distance of driving is 8 hours. That is if I have to put in a work day behind the wheel by myself, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just fly. So
that's crazy. For me, it's 3. After 3 hours, you don't have me on that anymore. Honestly, after 3, I'm like fighting. I'm fighting to stay awake. I fall asleep in the car really easy too. Well, I fall asleep on any sort of transportation like really easily. Like, just something about it is peaceful, and like I'm just like I don't have to do anything, or I can choose whether I want to talk to somebody or not. And normally I am not talking to people, so I'm like I'm gonna go to sleep.
I can go to sleep in the car at 1 if I'm not driving, minus story I just shared. But if it's like really hot, I'm out. If it's really cold, I'm out. Like it doesn't need much for me to like, all right. But I will say the best way for me to travel is plane for long distance, like super long distance, and then train for like somewhat short distances. I think those are the best 2 ways to travel for me. But the worst way, bus. I spent 12 hours on a bus. And I'm like, twice. My bad. I've done it twice. I'm like, never again. No. Even though the bus technically is the same distance as driving. Like, yeah, nah. I can't stop everywhere.
Like, okay, so it was like a Greyhound situation.
Yeah. I was going from Greensboro to Delaware,
That's
Magnolia,
long.
Delaware.
That's long.
Yeah.
See, if you're on a bus that long, to me, that's too long. I don't think buses are made to be traveled on that long. I'll be honest with you. Well, okay, let's not say that. Buses can be traveled for long periods of time, but I feel like a plane is a smoother ride for something like that. Until we start getting into like traveling, because of traveling abroad, you don't have a lot of options. So the plane is the only option. But even then, sometimes it gets a little like once you've been on a plane, anything that you've had to sit in a confined space for more than like 10 hours is gonna start giving you a problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's actually the reason why I don't take the train from Atlanta to Jacksonville, because that is a 2-day trip.
Yeah, no.
Hear me when I say 2 days trip.
Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about the train. I like trains. They have the most space to me. Like the space is nice. You have the food cart, and then you can plug all your stuff in. And I just feel like it's a good ride. You can see everything as it's passing. And like sometimes you get to learn about new areas where the train stops that you're like, oh, hey, like that's a cool place. If the train stops there must be like things there. So it's kind of nice. Like it's really peaceful. But that train trip is real interesting because you can sleep overnight on a train if you get like your own.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. Like when you have your own room on a train. I've never done that before, but I've seen people do it. It looks kind of nice.
I don't know what it's called. It's been a while since I've taken a train like that. But my issue, my gripe with trains is like, why is it that I can go the same distance in the car and it takes me the same amount of time? I feel like the train should be a little bit faster. So if by car takes me 6 hours to get here, the train should get here in 4. It shouldn't be the same amount of time.
I feel like it kind of what do I say, averages out though, especially now because gas prices are so much. Like, because I'm even getting a train. I'm taking a train to Charlotte this weekend, and it was like 27 there and 27 back, so it was like 50. But also, I don't have to like drive myself and put miles on my car or any of that noise. Like, I just get on the train, I get off the train, then I come back, hop on another train. I'm good. I'm out of there. So I feel like for the convenience of it, it's nice because like if you think about like if you're on a long car ride, you're probably like stopping on the side of the road for snacks and like doing other stuff. You gotta do pit stops, you gotta like stretch your legs and stuff, and that adds time. Whereas like the train has already kind of thought about, okay, this is the stop, these are the stops that we're at. You get on, you get off at a certain time, and then we keep it pushing. Now I will say it gets bad when there's issues on the train, like there's more people. Yeah, there's like more people than they think at some of the stops. So like it's taking longer for people to board and all this other stuff. And then it makes you like even later than you would have been if it was just you in the car. So I feel like it depends on the person, I guess, if the train's worth it or not. I can see that.
Yeah, no. I just really do feel like trains, for the fact that they don't have to keep stopping. Like why is it going at the same, like you move faster than a car. Why are we getting here at the same time? That ticks me off.
It's definitely the stops, I think, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like if there were less stops, you probably would get there sooner. But they're probably like, okay, we'll just get there at the same time as car, but we can move people to like a bunch of different stops. Now, I will say, when I've had really good train experience was when I was up north in Illinois, because when I was living in Champaign and then taking the train to Chicago, like that makes sense because I just didn't feel like doing that drive. And honestly, the drive between Champaign and Chicago is not bad. The problem is it's flat. There is nothing out there. So you're like falling asleep. And then all the turns don't feel like turns. It feels like your car's still going straight. It's like, why did the road even curve? We could have just kept going straight. Like, it didn't even make sense.
Like how the GPS is like, make that slight left right here. It's like, what left?
Like when I tell you, like when there's a curve in the road, it's way different than a curve in the road in North Carolina, because we actually have curves. In Illinois, a curve, especially on that interstate, is like, I don't even know. Like, y'all, if somebody knows like the physics behind this or something, please tell us, because like you don't even move, like you barely move your wheel to make that turn. It's crazy to me. So I'm trying to figure out what's the point of this for real. Like, what's really the point of this?
Ooh, but I will also say with public transportation, I go back into my old timey ways because this is a really quick story. But I was waiting for the Amtrak or something, right? Back in college, and for some reason my phone's dead. I'm not really trying to take anything out, but I'm like, I have to wait for my train. I'm like, oh, also, even if my phone was, I don't have any apps. Like, I really don't have like games or anything, and I don't have social media. So I'm like, how am I going to entertain myself, right? I start playing dime games, right? What this dime game is I just have a dime in my hand and I just start twiddling it between my fingers.
Oh, like those.
Yeah. So and if I had a quarter or anything, I could do it now. But yeah, that was how I entertained myself for about an hour and a half. Dime games.
Wow. That's amazing though. I mean, hey, listen, at least you can do that. Like, I've never tried to, like, it seems, I don't know, it seems hard. Like, you would need to, like, someone would have to teach you how to boop, 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 boop.
That's one of the things that's kind of just happened. Like, me knowing how to like shuffle cards. It's just kind of, I saw it one day and I started doing it.
I'm also bad at shuffling cards. So, you have the hand-eye coordination that I do not have. Also, what was crazy? We're tangenting. But I've been trying to do calligraphy. And actually...
Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy,
no,
huh? I see.
I'm not fancy. This is like okay, so I don't know if anybody else can relate to this like that, or if you can relate to this, but like my dad has a family friend, and he would always like buy me little like art kits and stuff to like mess around with, and so I had a collection of a couple of them, and my dad was like clearing out some boxes in his house, and I was like, oh, a calligraphy set, okay, I'll take that. And unfortunately, I'm friends with people who are interested in calligraphy, so every time he comes over to our place, he's like, hey, don't you want to do calligraphy? And I'm like, I guess.
No.
But like the way you have to hold it, killing me, because it's not how you normally hold like a pencil when you write. Weird. You like hold it in like these, like your thumb, your pointer
I know.
finger, and yeah, and like you.
I know. I had the little sponge thing that you put on the pencils to help you write like that.
And then you have to like brace it on your pinky or something. But mind you, I think my hand's too small to be trying to brace it on a pinky or something. So I just hold it with the 3 because I'm like, no. And then I'm gonna have my pinky like crooked, like little, a hook. So like it took me like 4 different sheets of paper and like a bunch of different tries just to attempt to make a wave. I was just trying to make a wave. It was killing me.
Oh,
that
no,
took me
absolutely.
like 2-3 hours just to make a wave, and I still wasn't doing it right. And I was just like, this is killing me. I need to be better at this basically tomorrow, or I'm gonna lose this. Like, I'm losing it. So I just started practicing like making an A. At the end of it, I was like, I'm getting so frustrated with this. I'm just gonna make an A.
I'm trying to figure out how you balance it with your pinky. That's the part that I'm trying to figure out. Like, my mind, the pencil isn't even supposed to get close to your pinky unless your pinky is like super long, bent in every type of way.
Like, I wish I could tell you, but I genuinely don't get it. And that's the crazy part. I'm like, I wish I could tell you, and I wish I could tell you that I get it, but I absolutely don't.
Oh, we've done lost Tyler. this is now time for me to say, this is a word from sponsor from the airline that's going to be a part of this. Well, thank you for our sponsor, airline person that's from the future. Yeah, thank you. That's...
Right. We're not going to drop anything yet. Whoever you are, reveal yourself to us so we can get the partnership. We love flying.
But as always, we can go in two different ways with this. We can go with the usual, I have a second question, or I can give you a scenario.
Oh, let's try a scenario. Let's do that.
All right, cool. Okay, all right.
Okay,
cool.
okay.
You've chosen chaos. Thank you.
It's Monday. Why not? Chaos.
All right, so, as you know, most people like to go on a trip with their friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have 5 friends that you, in any destination, 5 friends you would want to go on a trip with? My bad, 6. Do you have 6
that I would want to go on a trip with?
Yeah, 6 friends, any destination of your choice. But it's like, all right, let's go here. Do you have 6 friends in mind?
Yeah, that's simple. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd have to count you. That's a freebie.
Okay.
It's like bingo. It's like when you see the little middle square in the bingo thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be you. It would be, I can't do CJ because CJ is like a freebie, extra free. So
all right.
I'll do Rashmi, David.
Okay.
And who am I gonna pick next? Now me trying to act like I don't like hang. To listen back to this and be like,
wait a minute.
Okay, so who am I about to say next? I guess Felix Keyshawn. Yeah.
All right, cool. Perfect. Now here's the kicker, right?
Oh no,
you're flying out into a destination of your choice, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know, but you know there's going to be an accident. You're going to be stranded on an island for a little bit, right?
Mm.
Which friend don't you want to come with you?
If I'm stranded on an island?
Like, yes, you don't know, but it's like, I'm glad this friend is not here because we're stranded on this island. Which friend are you not invited?
This is violent. Okay. I'm trying to think. Because honestly, everybody has more like survival. Okay, so we've talked about this before. And like we've talked about who you would want during a zombie apocalypse and stuff. And I genuinely was like, I would just rather take myself out. I know all these other people have skills like that are perfectly made for survival. And I do not. Like, I know people are gonna be like, is this a cop-out? It's not. I don't have survival skills, people. I want you to understand this. I cannot make a fire. I don't know how to build a house. I don't know how to turn water into actual good drinking supply where it like ocean water. I'm like, take me.
Wow. So you're not going on your own trip. You made this whole trip and everything.
There's bugs. Like, I don't even like the beach for real too long. Like, why would I be out there? I need to go home. Where is my mama? Like,
wow.
Like, listen, I know people would be like, no, it doesn't come out. I'm so serious. We have talked about this numerous times.
That's so funny. Never in my mind did I think someone would say, I'm not going on my own trip.
I'm taking myself out. I already know. I don't even like going on no trip. Like, okay. So now y'all about to hear my different side, the travel planner. So I don't even like going on trips like that I didn't plan because it makes me so nervous because I know myself. Like, I think about like every case scenario and like I am the trip planner of my groups. And so if I plan a trip out, like I know it's going to go well because I'm like, okay, I thought of this, this, and this. I made sure everybody participated and was a part of all this stuff. I made sure everybody was comfortable with everything, blah, blah, blah. And I've done it like multiple times. So background for our listeners, when we were in college, every year after freshman year, I was planning a group trip. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger because all the group trips I planned were good. Like, I'm a trip planner. So
you're too good at your job. Sometimes you just have,
You know, I'm a little too good at getting a group of people to show up together at a trip. But ever since college, the trips have been getting real weird. So,
I know about some of these trips.
And since then, I've decided to hang that trip planning hat up and try to go on trips that other people have planned and try not to say too much. But I can already tell, like, from my trip planning ways and the stuff that I've done, when a trip feels like something I'm not going to be a part of. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to let other people plan the trip, but I'm not going down with the trip. I'm catching tail out of there. You will
That's
not.
so funny. I'm the complete opposite. I do not plan trips whatsoever. I am terrible at planning trips. I've tried. It's not for me. But what I will tell you, though, I am that type of person who was like, if you just tell me a destination, I'm like, here's my money. Tell you pick everything. I won't cause any problems. I will give you my money. I'll enjoy my trip. I won't complain or anything.
And see, that's why you're going to end up on that desert island. And I'm be at home. I'm not putting myself on that desert island. I'm telling y'all, you're not going to catch me.
And the funny thing is, I've also had this conversation with several friends, and they always say, "Is like, yeah, we get stranded on an island. As long as Julian is like okay and is not trying to eat anyone else, he's gonna live a little bit longer. Just because I have no meat on my bones, no one's gonna want to eat me.
Oh my gosh!
They catch me, so I'm like the third one to go."
I can't.
If it ever came to that, I'm like the third one to go. But
I don't know. Yeah. People might want to keep me around because I'm a good time, but that's cool because a good time is not going to be doing anything.
Look,
I'm going to be organizing some little beach parties and being like, it's so crazy. I love that y'all grab those coconuts because who was going to do that? Not me. I'm gonna try to make a little coconut drink, and I'm gonna call it a day. I can't do much else. I don't know, man.
That's actually fun.
Listen, and also, like, I know myself. I'm not the best person in a crisis. So, people, know yourself. If you're sitting here thinking, "Man, she sounds crazy," but think back. Think back on every crisis you've been in. Were you the first person jumping to do something? Or were you the person that didn't do something, was trying to figure out, whoa, what's going on? You're not a crisis person. Yeah. It's okay.
That's so funny because I know when crisis happen around me, there's like no in between. Either I recognize the situation and I'm really serious, really quickly trying to keep things, intact, or I'm trying to make jokes of things because I realize it's not that serious, but people are like
taking it that serious.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh no, so in a crisis, I'm either going to be the one really helpful or the one who's going to keep you laughing. And that's just boost my survival skills because you're not gonna kill the person that's making you laugh, making this bad situation a little bit more pleasant. Come on now, I'm gonna make you laugh. I can cook. I can boil some water. I made a fire in the rain, like pouring rain. I will say I'm a Boy Scout too. Let me throw that out there.
Am I gonna kick myself out over the Boy Scout? I ain't never been Girl Scout. I've never been. I haven't even seen a sign-up sheet for it. Like,
yo, yeah. That actually, speaking about me being in crisis and everything, right? This is a situation that happened not too long ago.
Oh my gosh!
Mind you, of course, not stranded on an island because I was gonna say, when have I been on an island?
Now,
we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there. But
when have I been on an island? Like, you knew that was coming. You knew I was island boy. Come on now. You're not.
It was like the first thought. I'm like, that's not right. But what happened was I'm in the passenger seat with my friend, and it's late at night, and he's like, "Oh, this is the road that I not street race, but practice street racing, basically, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, show me. Go. I'm with it. I hopped in the car with you.
You know he with it.
I'm here. Like, as long as you're not endangering my family, I'm good. Like, I'm good to go. But it's kind of dark out. It's ground's kind of wet, but no problem, right? Friends like, oh no, I know how to drive and everything. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. And what ends up happening, right? We get 3/4 of the way from the trail, and a car's coming our way. That's usually not a problem. But at the exact moment, the ground dips a little. So when we avoided the car, but because we did all of that, we spun out and everything, right?
Oh my God.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at my friend and I'm thinking, it's not my time. So I'm like, I'm perfect. I'm perfect.
He said, you're not taking me out. I know this.
It's not my time. Like, I'm good. What are you talking about? So I'm like, yeah, we'll spin out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we end up in a ditch. And my friend's like panicking and everything, rightfully so.
Right.
But I'm like, nah, we're good. Like, it's whatever. So I'm the one calming him down. It's like, but no, I could have. I'm like, I told him this. Like, no, it wasn't our time. So.
Clap it up, people. Listen, y'all hear that? Survival skills. Listen, it is good to know who in your crew has survival skills. Now we're getting into like, what was I going to say? First aid in the jungle.
I know a little bit of first aid. Do not ask me for much, but I can do a little. I can tell you, you probably shouldn't be walking on that.
It's funny because I can kind of do injuries. Now, mind you, I did not want to be a doctor because I was like, do I want to see blood and hang around with that all the time? No. Nah. But I guess I've never been scared to put a Band-Aid on somebody. I've always been kind of nervous about blood, but I guess seeing other people's wounds, I haven't seen anything too crazy though. That's the other thing. I've not seen anything too crazy. Y'all, I have this agreement with the Lord, okay? I said, nobody is allowed to die in front of me. That is not happening. I do not I will lose it. That's the kind of person I am. That's how you know you can't take me on no crisis. I want none of it.
That's so funny. Lord, just don't end them in front of me. Like, let me walk around the corner first, and then you can off them.
The only reason I know, like, see, because how you were like, we're not going out, it's not our time. Man, that would have been me because I'm like, my friend's not down right beside me. This ain't even the time. I'm gonna just have to just close my eyes and be like, Lord, I know you're gonna take it because I'm not doing that. I have a therapist. The therapy is gonna get extra expensive if I see someone pass in front of me. I'm not, and we know. That's not happening. So like. It's not. I'm serious. Oh my gosh.
That's
no.
But you said not today. Not. I closed my eyes for 2 seconds. The banner's back up.
The name of the game today. We ain't going out like that.
Not like that. Not today. Not today.
There's certain days I'm cool with, but going out. Like that?
Not today. Not today.
You won't catch me.
But I have one more question first. One more question because we have to kind of end earlier than usual for the listeners.
Yeah.
But one question.
Okay.
Any car ride. What is your preferred position? Are you the driver? In the car. Driver, passenger, or in the back? Seat behind the driver or in the back, one or two behind the driver or behind the passenger, because they all have specific roles. Which one are you?
Okay, I am in the back behind the driver.
Why? What? Because I feel like that role is like you were supposed to be the one, like keeping everyone entertained, food and everything. Like,
yeah,
you're the one.
And I'm okay with that. Snacks. Listen, I am the good ride person. I like being there when the vibes are good. I want the vibes to stay up. And I'm like, and if it go down, like, why is it going down? Where are we going down to? What is this? Is it is it just because, oh no, some stuff happened that was out of our control, but it's still cool or whatever? Like, no, I can't. I'm like, I'm here for a good time. I want to go to sleep. If I gotta go to sleep, the passenger has to be like the driver's second eyes, low key a little bit. It has to definitely like keep them up. Like they're like the last man standing kind of thing. In my mind, it's like, okay, because my grandma's always told me, like, if you're in the passenger seat, you need to help whoever is in the driver's seat so you know, in case they see anything. And I'm like, okay, so I know if I'm in the passenger seat, I'm on. If I'm in the back seat, I'm off. Do y'all want a water from the back? Great. Do you want some chips? You want me to put some music on the aux for you? Awesome. I'm asleep now. I've done my time. My part is done.
Whoa. I know for me, I'm either the driver just because I can go pretty far, or I'm behind the passenger looking out for the bathroom and everything. But I know the worst place for me to be is the passenger seat. Just for that reason you said. Just for that reason, because of what you just said. I'm the type of passenger who, mind you, this is case by case, depending on who's in the car. But I'm usually not the one playing music because I don't listen to music as is, so I don't know what keeps the vibe up and everything. I would be the type. I'm the type of passenger. I'm the wingman who I will fall asleep in a heartbeat. Not because I'm like, oh, you don't know what. No, like in my mind, like, why am I staying up with the driver? My thing is, if the driver goes to sleep, that's my time to wake up and start driving so we can get farther.
And see, that's crazy. That is so crazy. I'm okay with being the passenger and the second person if the driver's starting to fall asleep, because like that's happened a couple times where CJ will be driving and then he'll like kind of shake me up and be like, "Hey, I need you to switch," and I'm like, "Okay, just stop at a gas station, let me get a drink, and I'll be all right." it takes me a second. I gotta wake up, I gotta stretch my legs, I gotta get into the driving mindset. But once I'm there, I'm good, and I can only do about like 2 hours or so. But if I was like the main driver, I feel like 2 hours is about as high as I'm going up. If I'm the main first driver, I'm gonna at least attempt to push to that third hour. But passenger seat driving, 2 max.
Yeah, nah. But me as a passenger, I fall asleep. But the thing is, as soon as you wake me up, I'm good to go. Like I don't need a prep or anything. I am good to go. You said I'm driving. I'm gone. It's like, all right, cool. Let's switch and then I can take it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Worst place for me is definitely driver's seat. I hate being there. Just because I hate being there. I could do anything else.
Worst place for me is definitely passenger. I can play every other role the way it's supposed to play, but the passenger.
That's crazy.
Yes, but you need to know, if you need to survive. I need to know where you need to be in the car because that is important. That's crazy. Very, very important. You need to know where you fit in your traveling arrangements. No advice. I like that one. But Tyler, it's our time to leave.
I know.
And we were having such a
It's time. It's time for the thing.
It's time for the thing. Tyler, you want to do the thing now, or do you want me to do my little shout out real fast?
So do your shout out first. That'll be good.
All right, cool. So my little shout out is something that I observed over the weekend, and it's a simple one. Go support Marilyn Mosby. She is a woman who is being really wrongly prosecuted. I'm telling you, look it up because I can tell you, but it won't do justice. Really look up Marilyn Mosby. She's being prosecuted for really holding cops accountable, trying to reduce crime and not go after small little things. But she's getting punished for it. The link will be in the description of where you can find more information about her. I am trying to bring support to her situation because I think she's out of everyone in the country. She's the only one being prosecuted for using her own money. Like, that's ridiculous to me. So, Marilyn Mosby, link will be in the description. And now, Tyler, now that I stole your thunder.
Nah, that's cool. There's no thunder stealing here. Just good vibes.
Hooray.
So, all right. My thing today is a quote. And I'm for some reason about to say her last name wrong, but I don't know why. But here we go. Here's the quote. You never know which people, places, and experiences are going to shift your perspective until after you've left them behind and had some time to look back. And that's Quinta Brunson.
Okay.
She's Abbott. She's the creator of Abbott.
Oh, okay. Got you. That's why I've heard of her. All right, cool.
Yeah, she's big stuff. I love her. Shout out to her. People definitely compare her character to me in real life because we're both short people who are ridiculous when we are impassioned about something. So
That's actually really funny.
I gotta keep the spirit going and bring a quote in from her. So
All right, cool. But this is something else I'm trying to remember. People who listen to this, just know there's about 15 minutes that are cut out. People on the YouTube, you're about 6 months behind. So use that information as you wish. But
right.
As always, don't forget to ask yourself, ask others, and never stop asking questions. See ya.
Bye. Wow, you're still here. Well, if you enjoyed the episode, there are a few different ways to support our podcast. Following us on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, or becoming a supporter of our Patreon for $2 or $5 a month, where you'll have access to never before released visual episodes, funny bloopers, polls, or you can pose a question. The links can be found in the description wherever you listen. The simplest way to support us is by leaving a review about how great or bad we are, or telling a friend about our show. Anyways, thanks for listening.